What up, YouTube? It's Carnage here, back at it with another Pogo battle featuring Mew with charge move Roulette. We're going to change the charge moves on every battle. Obviously not great IVs, as you can see there. Pairing it with Mandibuzz and Mantine. Mew and Mandibuzz are a very solid core. They kind of cover each other's weaknesses. Somewhat. Mew is just kind of glassy, so having bulky Mandibuzz on the team with Mantine being pretty bulky as well. Just a good team overall. Somewhat weak to steel types, as you'll see in a couple of my videos. Not a big fan of steel types. But we'll get it started. We're going to run Mew. First move is Psychic, second move Chesnaught, and let's see how this first battle goes. Alright, first we catch a Walrein on lead. This is where we want to see it. Mandibuzz definitely doesn't want to see it, and Mantine doesn't have a good matchup either. So they throw the Icicle Spear right away, and we can tank one pretty comfortably. Cannot tank two, so we'll see what they want to do. They come in Sableye, Insta-swap into Mandibuzz, and now we have a very dominant matchup here. Mandibuzz can tank a return and a foul play, so they need pretty much 3 moves to KO, whereas we only need 2. So we're just going to get off that foul play and not shield a thing here and see what they want to do. This does a good amount, probably like 40-50%. Our Mandibuzz is terrible IV, so a good IV could take that a little bit better. And we're just going to throw 3, good timing, throw the foul play, and this will KO, so we'll see what the opponent wants to do here. And they do shield. Interesting choice. And they throw. Didn't build up to that return, so we're not shielding on a thing here. And we're pretty low, but we can definitely get to 1, maybe even 2 if they double shield. So we throw the foul play, and this either KOs or guarantees switch. They do let it go, bring in Walrein. We won't get to another move, unfortunate, but bring in the Mew. It does have a lot of energy. Throw 1, Chesnaught, and this does big damage, so we'll see what Walrein wants to do here. Okay, as you see, does a respectable amount of damage. We could have let that go, to be honest, but we don't know what they have in the back, so we'll see. Trevenant. Okay, we need to get to this Psychic, and we do. So this will do a lot of damage. I imagine they shield this, even though they don't know our charge move. Do grab a shield, and we can safely shield this, even though it's probably a bait. But they won't get to a Shadow Ball before we get to the Ice Beam. That's all we need here to close this out. Ice Beam, this will KO. And all that's left now is the low health Walrein. And they can see the match, and it's a good game, well played. Alright, on to battle number 2. Let's see what charge moves we get. We get Blizzard and Psychic. So these battles were not in order. I did like 2 sets with this. Went 7-3 overall. Some of them were just, trainers with like low elo Pokemon, so there's really no point to show this. I just kind of showed some of the better battles here. Met with Lanturn on lead. They don't even build up to the Thunderbolt, so we don't need to respect it. We can tank a Surf. And looking to CMP tie them on the next Surf, we do. And this is actually a losing matchup for Mew with Psychic because they KO in 2 moves. And they shield. So we're incredibly weak to Lanturn in the back, so we are going to match shields from here on out. Alright, and we're looking to build to 5 again. Throw on CMP. Great timing there. and they double shield. We will match shields. So we didn't know at this point if we were going to outpace to the Psychic. We need 5. They need 5. So if we don't get to the Psychic on 5, we were going to look for the catch, but we throw 5, CMP again, and that Lanturn is about half health, so this does KO. So we win lead here, which is amazing. And let's see what they come in with. And they have a Salazzle, so very interesting spice pick. We could have swapped to avoid the farm, but doesn't really matter. Opponent throws. This could be the Dragon Pulse, but they go for Poison Fang for whatever reason. And they come in with Sand Slash, so this is a real big core breaker for us. Both of our Pokemon really don't do well, but we had to come in just because we're debuffed on the Mantine. So we get to the foul play. Gonna definitely need 2 moves, maybe even 3 to KO the Sand Slash, and they only need 2. So we're just looking to get as much chip off as possible. And they throw a move. If we were a better IV, Mandibuzz, we could tank this, but since we're not, we die. And we're gonna throw immediately to debuff the opponent. And not looking great. They still have a pretty healthy Salazzle in the back. Get to a nice punch here. And it does a decent amount considering they're debuffed. So we're just going to keep overfarm a little bit. Throw the Bubble Beam and debuff again. They should swap out here to clear the debuffs. And they do. Throw 2, another 2, 3, throw the Bubble Beam, and this needs to KO, but it just doesn't. They live on 2 or 3 HP, so anything they throw KOs at this point. And that's another good game to the opponent. So 1-1 so far. All right, on to the next battle. We didn't record the charge moves this time, but I'll see what we switched into on the charge moves with Mew. Chesnaught lead. Looks like we got Psychic, and I believe that's Flash Cannon. So, yeah, Psychic, Flash Cannon. Catch the Frenzy, potential Frenzy on Mandibuzz. Just because we're kind of an ABB team, want to draw out that Steel type. And we do get a G-Fisk, and this is actually a interesting matchup. We do lose it, but we can put in some big damage here. Because usually it takes 3 to KO, 3 Rock Slides. But since we're bad IV, looks like it might just be 2. Okay, so we're just getting as much chip on this G-Fisk as possible. And we just throw immediately because we don't know if we live the next Rock Slide, so we just want to do as much damage as possible here. Getting them below half health. So not optimal timing there on us, but again, just wanting to get off damage. And just about KOs, and we almost make it to the next one, not quite. Obviously going to come in with Mew here, trying to get a farm down. And they're at Earthquake, so we respect that. So we should get a nice, healthy farm. They come in with Chesnaught, we throw the Psychic right away. Usually Mew runs Surf Wild Charge, so I don't think they're going to be expecting this. And there it is, boom, one shot that Chesnaught. They come in with Jelly, we throw another Psychic, bad timing again, but we just kind of need to gather our thoughts here on what we need to do. Gonna come in Mantine. And we're thinking they likely do not bait us here. Surf would be resisted, so good call, shielding the Shadow Ball. And we're just going to throw one and start debuffing this Jellicent. We just need to do as much wing attack, bubble beam damage as we can. And that's why Mantine is great, because he can just keep debuffing, and this Shadow Ball will do a decent amount of damage. But we can probably even take another. So we build up, throw a 4, good timing, throw another bubble beam. Not really expecting a shield here, just really wanting to slowly chip away at this jelly. They do shield it for some reason, so we throw one ice beam, and they're probably looking to switch out to clear the debuff. So they swap into G-Fisk. We build up to the bubble beam, just so we have it, which is good on us. They're going to get to a move here on Mew. And we do farm down the G-Fisk. And comes Jelly. Jelly's low. They throw a move immediately, not wanting to take any Shadow Claw damage. So this is a Surf, KOs. And we're going to instantly throw the Bubble Beam. This should just about KO. Not sure where their energy's at, but okay. Just about one wing attack and they lose. So that's going to be another good game. Well played. All right. So we're 2-1 on to battle number 4 here. We get Flame Charge Mew and we get Grass Knot. So let's see what we can do here. Okay. They lead Magnezone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 to the Wild Charge. They only built to 5, so this is only a mirror shot. So it's really important to know the counts there. And we're just going to throw the Flame Charge. We got debuffed, so they probably think this is a Surf, but they think it's debuffed. So we throw Flame Charge, KOs, and we win lead just like that. Our backline did not want to see the Magnezone, so that's really good. Come in with Medicham, so they're very weak. And then they come into Azu. So we throw a boosted Grass Knot into the Azu. So we'll do big damage. 3, 4, 5. And here we make a little bit of a misplay. We overfarm by 1 to try to throw on good timing. But if we had just gone directly for the Grass Knot, we wouldn't have to give up this shield. And we could have just taken a shield advantage here. But instead, we tried throwing on good timing. So that's where sometimes it doesn't make sense to throw on good timing, just get the move off. But then they probably could have farmed down if they didn't go for the CMP there. So we're trying to preserve the Mantine. So we're just going to bring in Mandibuzz, soak the super effective damage. Not too concerned, because Mantine can easily beat the Medicham. So we're just looking to get rid of this Azu. They shield it, interesting. We're going to throw right away. Another Aerial Ace. Does a good amount of health. They get to another move. We're still not shielding. We're saving that shield for our Mantine in the back. And we can snarl down. Not quite out of move, so we're not going to get to an Aerial Ace, but it doesn't matter. I think they're at 4 counters here from when they swapped out, so that's 6, 7, there's 8. So this could be a Psychic, but since it has a chance to debuff, we're not going to shield the first. And they go Dynamic Punch for whatever reason. And we throw the Ice Beam, and as you can see on the bottom right, looks like they concede the match. So they see the writing on the wall. Good game, well played. Alright, on to the final battle. Let's see what charge moves we get here. We get Energy Ball and Bulldoze. So, not the greatest move set, but we'll see what we can do with it. Meeting a Politoed lead. And they insta-swap into G-Fisk, and we're not switching out just because Mandibuzz and Mantine don't really like to see this. They throw a Rock Slide, don't even build up to an Earthquake. But we're not going anywhere. They're probably just trying to misalign Switch Timer. But still, we are not leaving this matchup. We're going to throw a Bulldoze and see what we can do. Does respectable damage. 2 Rock Slides looks like it KOs, so we're just going to shield. And we just throw immediately Energy Ball. They shield. And here, we're going to give them Switch. Politoed, not that threatening to us. Typically runs Earthquake and Weather Ball. Earthquake would be resisted on both of our Backmon, and Mantine would resist all charge moves, so we're not really worried about that. Rock Slide does hurt. So we're going to throw a great timing here. 2, 3, just before they get to the next Rock Slide. Couldn't quite farm down there, so I did have to throw. Preserving a little bit of health. And they come in with Machamp. I'm thinking, why are they coming in Machamp? Do they not know we're a flying type? But we'll throw the Aerial Ace. See what they want to do. Does a lot of damage. Come in Mantine. Takes them a long time to switch out. So we're just going to start spamming off Bubble Beams here. Now, they could run Blizzard, or they could run Earthquake. Earthquake is Legacy, I believe. They threw pretty quick there, so we are thinking that this is only a Weather Ball. And that's resisted and debuffed, so we're not shielding. And we're just going to keep spamming off Bubble Beams. Keep debuffing this opponent. They do CMP tie us. Let's see what they're going to throw here. And they do throw the Blizzard. Now, Blizzard does a good chunk, but it's a lot of energy, and that's non-stab, and it's double debuffed. So we can tank 1 pretty comfortably, maybe even tank 2, because we're going to get to another debuff here. But they don't even build to it. They just throw pretty much immediately to the Weather Ball. So that's triple debuff, doesn't do anything. These mud shots aren't doing a thing. So we're just going to keep throwing Bubble Beam and just kind of bulk our way to victory here. Come in a Champ, and they concede the match. That's going to be a good game, well played. Overall, fun set. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.